Привет из Одессы. Greetings from Odessa, Ukraine. Now, in all the years I've been traveling to Ukraine, which is over 10 years, definitely the scam with the longest longevity that I've heard about is the dreaded restaurant slash nightclub scam. So in today's video, which is outlining, it's a three-part series, this is video 2, outlining the red flags, the biggest red flags that you need to be aware of to avoid scammers here in Eastern Europe, and in particular here in Scammer Central Odessa, Mama, in Ukraine. So it's actually appropriate, that's the Odessa Opera House, that I'm shooting this video in front of it, because I saw recently another YouTuber talking about how this scam is run by girls who often ask guys to meet them here, right in front of the Opera House, because a lot of the establishments that collude with these bandits, these restaurant, nightclub girl bandits, are actually located pretty close to here. So it's a good spot for me to shoot this video and explain how you can avoid this scam. So what typically happens is that, imagine you've normally you've been talking online to a girl. It could be before you arrive here in Ukraine, or it can be that you used a dating app, or you may have actually met the girl just walking around the street. That's actually one very common ruse used in St. Petersburg that I saw last summer when I was there, where there were actually lots of girls walking around in the center. Never alone, always in groups of 2 at least, and then they would basically start talking to foreign men and then bring them somewhere to have something to eat, or suggest that they go somewhere together. Now, what typically happens is that you will go to the restaurant. Normally these kind of scammers don't operate alone. In fact, they usually say, oh, my girlfriend is here, or, you know, I don't speak very good English, and assuming you don't speak Russian, she will use this and say, hey, I brought my friend because she speaks great English, and then she'll be able to help you. But basically, you go to a restaurant, you don't understand what's going on in Russia normally. Suddenly, there is lobster and oysters and French champagne on the table, and at the end, you are presented with a bill that doesn't look like Ukrainian prices. It looks like New York prices. You know, typically, high-end restaurants are going to be at least half the price here. I mean, at least, when I say at least, I mean that's really top end for them, and maybe you actually paying for stuff that is really imported. But in general, it's actually going to be a third, even a quarter of the price that you would expect, say, in San Francisco or New York or London or Paris or any of those really expensive cities. Later on, you find out, of course, or maybe you watch my channel and you found out that in fact they are getting a kickback from the restaurant. The whole thing is just a monumental scam. This girl is never interested in you, and they are not, sometimes not actually the real prices in their restaurant, or as in St. Petersburg case, it's actually a restaurant no one really goes to. It actually operates under, the only reason they have business is because these girls will bring in guys and they inflate the prices. But in any case, you end up with a whopping bill. Normally these bills are over 1,000 US dollars. It can also happen in nightclubs where normally it doesn't operate with food there. It operates more with expensive bottles of champagne or vodka. Quite often you will be brought the most expensive on the menu, and basically, yeah, the girls will disappear very quickly after you have drank that bottle of champagne with them, or even beforehand, and they just say, oh, I gotta go, and then of course you are left with the bill and big burly bouncers who make you pay up in some shape or form. So what is the biggest red flag so that you don't get caught out by this particular scam? That's the purpose of these 3 videos, is to give you the biggest red flag so that you're aware. And for me, and my experience of coaching my clients in person or my consulting clients, and seeing what me and my friends, well, we've experienced over the last 10 years of being here, it's the girl not allowing you to lead and actually choose the rest. And that is actually the biggest red flag, because you should be prepared when you invite a girl out to a restaurant, that you know where you're going to bring her. Basically, you're going to bring her to a place that you want to go to, or you think is going to be a good place for you to get to know each other better. And that's it. You two, not her and her friends. That's, you know, we go down there. There's a lot of red flags. Obviously, she brings the friends, but you should be leading, and it should be limited to just you and her. Basically, if she says she can't speak English, well, she doesn't need her friend there, because obviously if you want to have a relationship with her, you're going to have to figure out how to communicate anyways. And if she replies and says, hey, I don't like that restaurant, and she says, yeah, it's terrible, or she has some excuse, you propose the second restaurant on your list. And if she says, no, you can go to the third one, but I think you already know that's It's a huge red flag already if she's refusing to go to 2 restaurants with you. And if it gets to the 3rd one, forget it. Delete her, forget her. That's it. It's over. Over. In terms of wanting to, you figuring out whether she is sincere or not, there is something very fishy going on. And if she is trying to lead you, that is something that's just culturally inappropriate in Eastern Europe in general. Girls do not insist on where to go to the restaurant, especially with a stranger who's inviting them out on a first date, most likely, because the man is going to pay the bill in these restaurants. So it's up to him where he brings his date, basically. I mean, that's one of the differences between Western and Eastern Europe. In Western Europe or North America, well, actually less in North America on the first date, but definitely say in an emancipated country like Sweden, women normally try to pay for half the bill, so therefore they get more of a say in where they're going to go, obviously. But here, that is not the case, so it is not culturally appropriate for women to be trying to lead you where to go. So that is the biggest red flag that guys that you need to be aware of for sure to avoid this scam. It's the average scam value is probably somewhere a little bit over $1,000 US. Around this $1,000 benchmark is what I've seen typically happen. You could be lucky in inverted commas, it could be less, but normally because of the kickbacks, inflating up things, you not understanding more than the most expensive things in the restaurant, several people showing up, it can be, that's normally what it is. Average scam values, or the ASV as I like to call them. So this is just one of the things that you need to know to avoid the scammers here in Eastern Europe, and in particular this city, Odessa, Mama, scammer central. But there are a lot of other things that you will need to know in order to achieve that goal and meet your dream Ukrainian girls, because they are here. But unfortunately, the scammers are the ones that target you as a foreign guy when you show up. So I put together a series of live training sessions. It's my Scam Buster Bootcamp, and it's now open, but you need to go down below this video and sign up for my mailing list, because I only am sharing the opportunity to enroll with this exclusive mailing list. So go down below. It closes really soon. Actually, it's going to start on May 3rd, this Sunday. So you need to go and sign up now and enroll. See you there. Do побачення from Odessa, Ukraine.
SAR Experience.